We're gonna start the day off with some lat pull downs, nice and light. It's not really light, not right now. Oh, it feels heavy right now. Energy levels are diminished. I had that carb up day after my keto, and we're back to diminished levels. Because although I put carbs back in the diet, I didn't put a lot back in the diet. So only about, let me think, like 200 grams jasmine rice worth. Damn. First set. See how it moves. Up. Up. 3. Up. Up. That wasn't a bad first set. I like getting the extra reps at the end, where it feels like, you know, getting a good extension on the lats. And some studies may say the lats don't benefit as much as other muscle groups from a lengthened position when you're stretched all the way out, but it feels good. And if it feels good in the gym, if something feels good, why wouldn't you do it? If it feels good, it's likely that you're not going to injure yourself, so. Alright, second set, here we go. Come on. Okay. Alright, for this next set, I'm going to go down some weight. That wasn't a bad amount of reps that I did there, but I have a feeling the next set will not be easy at all. Plus, if it ends up being too light, I'll just keep squeezing reps in. Ain't nothing wrong with some good squeezing reps. As long as you're pushing that set, you know? If I did like 5 reps and they're all squeezing reps, but I didn't get anywhere close to failure, we didn't put in any real amount of effort, then that set really wasn't worth anything. Likely not even worth my time, you know? Me personally. I reuse the same 2 pump covers. When it's winter and it's cooler out and I can wear a hoodie, I rotate hoodies, you know, as well as t-shirts. But right now in the summer, I have 2, maybe 3 shirts that are big enough as I can go. Any XL shirt I own right now is flowy on me because I've lost so much weight. Same with my pants. One thing that's kind of obvious looking back, one thing that I really did not consider is that I would go down so many pant sizes. Like, a pair of jeans that I ride my motorcycle in right now used to be like skinny jeans on me. They were so tight on my thighs. And now they fit perfectly. And the pants that I use when I go out, that I put cowboy boots on, under, those things like were a little bit too big when I started wearing them, but I grew into them. Let's make that clear. I grew into them. And they started to hang up there without a belt. But now, I've gone down 1 or 2 loops on the belt. It's kind of insane. Kind of insane, actually. But one more set, lower the weight. Let's get some good quality reps in. Okay. yes, come on, the lats right there. Lats are thrashed after that. I want to hit one more exercise, maybe like a lat pullover or a pull down, whatever you want to call it. I think that'll be good for lats after that. And then I'll probably do a couple variations of rows. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Alright, I decided to go with just, we're going to start with one lat row and transition to a lat row, essentially. So for the first couple of sets I'm going to do here, I'm going to do elbows up, elevated, rather closer to a 45 to 90 degree line of pull. And then when I get done with 2 sets, 2 or 3 sets, I'm going to transition to a lat row where I'm going to move my hands to a neutral grip and then pull to the hip. Okay, I'm good there on that first set. That was a good first set. That was a light squeezing set, honestly. I should have started with 3 plates and then moved on to what I'm at now. I underestimated my strength right now. In the glory days when I used to do 4 plates of this, it's like I'm like a guy who peaked in high school. The glory days, when I used to do this much weight before I cut. What is it? I were 20 some odd days out from show, so strength is gonna be what it is gonna be, you know? That's how the boat is gonna row. My upper back is feeling fucking juiced right now, I don't lie. That was really ready to pop my knee. Alright, this set gonna be just as good, if not better, than the first set. We're looking at this some really good reps on this one, as is every set. Every set. Good quality reps. Good squeezes on this one. My goal is not to jolt the weight back and see how much I can lift, you know? That's not what I'm in competition with. I'm in competition with getting good quality reps that are gonna help me grow. And you know what? Hopefully look good doing. Let's rip it. Yep. One thing I forgot to mention, now I'm going for full on stretch in these sets. Try to stretch the back as much as possible on the eccentric portion of that movement. Jesus. I think I'll rip it with one more set of this and then we'll do a lat row. Yeah. It's like the perfect transition for me, honestly. See you guys for that. Last set of the back, bro. Let's rip it. Come on. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I had much more. Okay, alright. Yeah, that was a decent set right there. Hey man, I'm good with that. Honestly, if I left right now to go do cardio, I wouldn't feel bad about that set. Maybe 3 really good sets on that pull down. Some 3 really, really good sets on upper back pull, upper back row. I could do cardio. Alright, a couple more breathers and then I'll show you guys what I mean by lat row. Alright, so essentially with this lat row, I don't even need this seat anymore. I'm just gonna go neutral grip and keep the elbow at my side. I'm trying to dig for the hip on this. I'm trying to bring it towards the hip. Alright, here we go. You know, long rest between single arm movements is very underrated. Very underrated. I don't think it's utilized enough, honestly. I think taking a long rest between single arms, you gotta think about it. You're putting the same amount of effort. You're putting the same amount of effort that you would into a double arm movement into one arm. So you're still expending a similar amount of energy, you know? And you take long rest between, you know, your double arm movements. So why wouldn't you do something similar with the single arm movements, you know? So that you can really give your all on both arms. Also helps not create imbalances in the muscles. Okay, all right. One more set of that. One more set of that, and then we're done. All right, let's run it. Last set, probably last set for back in general. There's a row variation that I like to do. It's like just something that I use to hit my rear delts, honestly. It's not really a rear delt fly, but it is a rear delt. It's a heavier version of a rear delt fly. I think it's mainly momentum based, but it's a movement that I really enjoy doing. I can really feel in the rear delt, so. But we'll see if we even get there. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. That wasn't good enough. Okay. A little bit of rest between those last 4 reps. But I wasn't quite done. I feel like right now I'm mainly running out of energy rather than just running out of muscular strength and ability to pull through the muscle, you know? I just feel like this all over exhaustion when I get closer to failure right now, which is miserable. It might be due to just low carbs as is, you know? Because I come to the gym after my first meal of the day, which is, if you watch everything I eat in a day video, the most recent one, and you would know that it is 2 eggs, a cup of egg whites, and 1 packet of Quaker Instantly grits, which is like, you know, like the grits is like where all of the carbs come from, obviously, but I have to wonder if, you know, getting a second meal in before I go to work out is maybe more optimal so I can get some more rice in there, you know, but who's to know, really? Who's to know? Right, that's a sufficient rest between the second arm, maybe. We'll see. Six, 7, 8. Come on. God, the faces I make are just so flippin' dumb. Well, I know that I look dumb. I get the excruciating pain of looking back through all these videos to edit them and get to see every dumb thing that I do that I don't cut out and that I do cut out. So I'm aware that they look dumb, but I'm about to go ahead and pose down and get on some cardio. All right, little pose down session at the very end here. Let's see how we're looking. See how okay, I see what my reflection on. All right. Are we looking a little wide? My mic's getting us. Are we looking a little wide here? What are we? Let's go through our classic poses really fast to see, you know. See if we can get from the back here. I mean, I feel wide right now. I feel wide. You know, I feel good. Obviously, hit the men's physique. My lashes are fucking wide right now. I'm kind of out of back poses. I feel like I'm looking decent right now. Decent pose down at the end there. I mean, back poses, like what are you gonna do, you know? Front lat spread, back lat spread, front double bi, rear double bi. Boom, you know what I mean? Other than that, back day is in the books. Now we just got some Stairmaster cardio. Gotta do the cardio, obviously. I never skip cardio ever. But, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go do some cardio. And if there's a car talk, I'll see you then. And if there isn't, I'll see you guys next time. All right, so we got ourselves another post-gym car talk. I know I said in the last one, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna do, but looks like I'm doing a couple. Oh my God. It's a nice sounding car right there. Nice sounding car. It was a Mustang. They had a 5.0 badge. You know, like sometimes you get the cars that kind of just sound like fart cans. And then you get cars that are like deep and, okay, pause. I was gonna say deep and throaty. But that's like the perfect way to describe it, you know? It's just like, oh, it's just got like this like gritty feel, like, ooh, you just like hearing that exhaust. Anyways, back day complete. So was cardio. 40 minutes of the Stairmaster. You know, Stairmaster is a new one for me. I just started doing it last week. This is my like third session on it. And I've increased each time. So I did 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. And then today was a 40-minute session. It was a good one. It was a good one. You know, the first 10 minutes go down easy. 20 minutes, whatever. And then you get to like that 25, 30-minute mark and you really start to grind it out. You know, just pouring sweat, whatever, you know, whatever works. But it's all complete. Back day, a little bit more volume than the chest and the leg day. The leg day I'm fine with because I target the quads only on my first leg of the week, and then the second leg day is targeted more towards the posterior chain, the hammies and the glutes. So I'm fine with, you know, not necessarily doing too many sets to just wreck my quads, because the whole day is focused on quads anyways. The whole day is. So it makes no difference to me. At least sometimes, you know. Sometimes I like to get a little bit more in there, maybe another exercise for the quads. But I didn't last workout for legs, and that's perfectly fine, right? Chest day, less volume as well, you know. I'm happy with hitting one workout for each, one exercise for each, 30 or 3 sets for each of them as well, you know, for just the mid pec to lower pec and the upper chest. I'm fine with hitting, you know, 3 sets for each of those on the chest day every now and then. You know, sometimes I like to get a little bit more volume in there, just like the quad leg day, maybe one more exercise. I usually do like a 2-to-1 ratio as far as incline versus flat and decline, you know. So it's all done in the books now. Back day is complete. We hit one very good lat workout, a lat pull down. That one felt beautiful. Absolutely thrashed the lats on that. And then I hit one upper back row, you know, 3 sets for each of those. And I say upper back row, I just mean something that targets the traps and the rhomboids by keeping the elbow at a higher angle. That's all. And then a kind of like a low row, you know, kind of thing where you're pulling towards the hip, so more of a lat focused row, but you're still getting all parts of the back in there, you know, just the same as lat pull downs. You're working every part of your back, really. It's really hard to isolate one specific muscle, but if you have a really good mind muscle connection, you know, you can try your best, right? Usually I do like to do a 4th workout on my back days. Today just took a little bit longer than I was expecting to do the exercises that I did. I usually like to do that one that I was describing where I do a bent over, kind of like I keep my elbow at 90 degrees, a very high row to target the rear delts, which I believe is a great workout for me. I can feel it. It might be considered a little momentum based if you were to watch me do it, and I would understand where that would come from, you know, but it feels fun. It's a fun exercise and it feels good, you know. It's not the only exercise that I use in the week to target my rear delts anyways. So having that in there is not, it's not hurting my gains, you know. Because I'm just kind of throwing, not like momentum completely throwing, but like I'm just like trying to make sure I push my elbow as far out to the side as I can to focus on hitting that rear delt rather than squeezing with the upper back, if that makes sense. So, but I was happy with the work we put in today, you know. I know I kind of bitched down on one of those sets and stopped early, and then I was like, that's not enough, and I started again, you know. Sometimes you gotta like keep yourself in check like that when you feel like you're maybe not pushing the muscle to its full extent, you know. And that's part of the issue with hitting higher reps as well, is you get this this fatigue that isn't just in the muscle. You get like a cardiovascular as well. It becomes a cardiovascular issue. You start to run out of breath and types of things like that. So, you know, that's why I like low rep training most of the time. Right now, so deep into prep, it's tough to want to do the low rep, super heavy movements where you're hitting 7 reps and you're like really close to failure, you know? For me personally, that was super tough, especially when I was on the keto diet, because no carbs, it was just so hard. Like I hardly liked swapping exercises, because if it's plate loaded, it's just so taxing to take the plates on and off. For me personally, you know, maybe I'm just being a bitch, but that's probably what it is. But you know, I got carbs in me right now, and I'm still just super low energy. So just playing each workout by ear and trying our best to put in as much effort as we can through the workout, so that we can continue to grow and continue to keep the muscle that we have on our frame right now as we lead into this show. And I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to do this show. I'm excited for after the show as well. You know, it's my first bodybuilding show, and I won't speak on how good I will do. You know, if you're watching these videos and you have seen a lot of people do bodybuilding shows and you're like, this guy, he's just not lean enough, I would be lying if I said you were the only one that thought that.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that, you know? Because I've also seen a bunch of people do bodybuilding shows. You know, I've watched a lot of videos, you know, like I get it, you know, just them guys be getting lean, and that is perfectly great and awesome. Would I love to be that lean? Absolutely. Am I gonna be? Probably not, but that's okay. That's okay. I want to do this show. I want to experience it. I want to see how it feels, you know, and then from that point we'll decide if I want to do another show. We'll see how hungry I get, you know, for another bodybuilding show, or maybe swap into powerlifting, you know. Not because I get discouraged from bodybuilding, but just because like powerlifting was the main reason that I went so hard in the gym for so long, is because I just wanted to get as strong as possible. As strong as possible, especially in all three of the lifts, the bench, deadlift, and squat. I just wanted to be so strong in those. And that's what kept me going. And like, I did a powerlifting program for a while, you know? And it worked really well. And anyways, the video cut off right there. But I was basically just saying, it worked really well. I got pretty strong. And that was my motivator. And if you can find your motivator to get you in the gym and keep you in the gym, that's really what matters, you know? You can use externals. Sometimes I enjoy a good external motivator, you know? But the internal ones are typically what gets you into the gym and keeps you in the gym. You know, externals kind of don't last forever, in my opinion, from my experience. But they're good for like little short bursts, you know? I like when people, like, I can see people at the corner of my eye. I can see them in the mirror watching me when I'm getting ready to do a heavy lift, you know? And like that pumps me up and makes me fucking want to push harder, you know? But as long as you can find your internal motivator, that's really what matters. So I appreciate you guys watching, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.